where was I? Oh, I'm over here on agents. All right, so we'll talk more about this stuff. Number 2 thing that agents do is agents have contacts. So contracts and contacts. Wonder if we can make the third one start with a C. They have contacts at the publishing houses. The way it is historically said that it works is that all of this stuff that I talked about 2 or 3 weeks ago about going to conventions, the agents do. They meet all the editors. They know all the editors in your genre by name. They've probably had dinner with most of them. They know who has published what. They have huge, extensive amounts of research on all the things I told you that you should start doing, which you should. They have it all, and they have it on a level that it would take you years and years and years of effort on your own to obtain. And so when a book comes in, they are able to say, aha, this editor at this publishing house, this one, this one, this one, are exactly ideal people for these books because of such and such and such and such. They can write a cover letter that pitches the book perfectly to that specific individual and send it to them personalized by saying, hey, I am such and such agent. You know me. It's more like, hey, Jill, I have this great author for you, and the last one I sent you became a multi-million-dollar bestseller. I think this one will do the same thing. You should look at it. When an agent does that, then the editor looks at it. And so having a good agent means that the moment you have one, you don't have to worry as much about that little black book full of things. I had people pull away here so you can go sit on the floor. That isn't to say that you should stop. You really should keep doing it and learning your industry because it is your business. However, you have at that point someone who really does know the business far better than you probably do at this point in your corner, so to speak. An IP lawyer cannot do this and will not do this. So if you do not use an agent, you've got to do it yourself. And that requires a lot of effort and work. I did this part all myself and got an offer from Tor without an agent. So it's very viable to do it. But you can probably see how having an agent would be advantageous to you. Now, the counter-argument that is made by those who... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I just have a question. Once you had your in with Tor, and they probably would have accepted more books from you, why did you then choose to get an agent?
Oh, I'll go there. That's a good question. Don't let me forget that one. The argument on the other side is that some people feel that agents, instead of doing all that, pick a few favorite editors and just basically send everything to them without personalizing or targeting and not distributing the book as widely as you might have if you had the opportunities. And there's also the argument that they have less incentive to argue for that extra $2,000 when you're a new author. So that extra $2,000 only means to them a couple $100, and it's more worth their while to just get the quick comp deal and sell the quick deal and then move on and do a lot of those. That's the argument on the other side. A good agent won't do that, but the argument is that the people who don't like agents are feeling that that's what a lot of agents are doing. So that's a decision you'll have to make for yourself. And you really, if you do go with an agent, you want them to be submitting widely. You want them to be sending you all the places they submit and all the rejection letters. They should be doing that automatically. And that way, if you have your book, black book of all the editors, you can add to it, and you can also see, did this agent send it to 3 people, or did they send it widely to the 15 that I would have sent it to? Did they target it specifically, or did they just kind of go with people that, looking on their list, that they sell everything to? If you're up on the business, you really should be being proactive about this, even if you do have an agent. You can keep an eye on this and see how your agent's doing.
You answered.
Okay. So, yeah. Number 3 that an agent does is advocate. breaking my alliterative list there. Your advocate. Having an agent means that when you're dissatisfied with something at your publisher, you don't have to call up your editor, with whom you should have a good relationship, a nice, friendly, working relationship. You should be able to call, if you have an agent, you call your agent and say, I'm mad about this. Make them understand how mad we are. And the agent then becomes a real pain in the neck. A super big pain in the neck. Good agents are experts at being pains in the neck. We don't like our cover. We didn't like the Mistborn paperback cover. They changed from the hardcover to the paperback for whatever reason. We hated it. Sales on it were very, very lukewarm. We, meaning my agent, screamed and yelled about it for like 6 months until they finally relented and put on a new cover, which then sold very nicely. I'm extremely glad I had Joshua do that, because I don't know that I would have been able to do that. What's that?
I just bought it. I wondered which cover is the good one.
The old one has been out of print for 4 years.
Okay, so it's
If it has a Grim Reaper on it, then it's the old one. Grim Reaper.
The library has a copy of that.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Yep. So, yeah, it does not make any sense. It's supposed to, I think, be an Inquisitor, but it's got a side and a big hooded cloak, I think. So, anyway, having an agent to argue these things for you can be really nice. Again, if you have a legal background and that sort of thing, if you're good at arguments, and you know how to argue in a way that does not offend but gets your point across, you could do this all yourself. It's in fact probably the easiest one of the three to do yourself if you have the right personality.
Do agents also help take care of like foreign rights and issues?
Yes, I will get to that because there's a couple of other things here. Yes?
Are agents worried about offending when they're arguing?
No, because everyone in the business understands that an agent's job is to be a pain in the neck. And they're basically given a pass on being a pain in the neck. They can't go too far, but they know how to be a pain in the neck without being insulting. That's and there's a distinction there. And you know, I would have a very hard time ever saying to a publisher, "Unless you give me this, I will walk." But my agent can say, "You know, Brandon might walk if I go back with this offer."